Isang makalikasang umaga sa inyong lahat. The committee hearing today is prompted by the public uproar over the viral image of resort facilities, including cottages, slides, and what appears to be an Olympic-sized swimming pool built at the foot of the tree of our cherished Chocolate Hills in Bohol Province. Indeed, the picture says it all. It exposes the stark defacement and desecration of our national treasure. The conclusion was immediate and clear. After all, the approximately 1,776 unique conical mounds that comprise the Chocolate Hill are not merely a tourist attraction. They stand as a UNESCO-recognized natural monument since 1988, form part of the Philippines' first global geopark as designated by UNESCO in 2023, and are collectively considered protected area under the expanded NIPAS Act of 2018. In quick response, Senators Binay, Villanueva, Legarda, and myself have each filed resolutions that reflect a shared urgency to address the issue. Senate Resolution Number 967, filed by Senator Binay, who chairs the Senate Committee on Tourism, calls for an inquiry in aid of legislation on the reported construction of structures within the vicinity of the Chocolate Hills by Captain's Peak Garden and Resort in Sagbayan, Bohol, and the Bag-Agta Resort in Carmen, Bohol, with the end goal of preserving Chocolate Hills as a protected area and its status as a major tourist attraction. Resolution number 970, filed by Senator Joel Villanueva, also seeks an inquiry on the construction of tourist resorts in close proximity to the Chocolate Hills. It mentions that the expanded NIPAS Act prohibits defacing or damaging any natural formation or scenic value within protected area. It also raises a question on the PAMBI policy of allowing the use or development of 20% of the landmass of a hill. Hence, this resolution seeks to scrutinize the implementation of applicable laws, rules, and regulation governing protected area with a view of identifying gaps, if any, and introducing remedial legislation, if appropriate, to protect Chocolate Hills and other protected area, as well as hold officials accountable for approval of questionable projects. Resolution number 973, filed by Senate President Pro Tempore Legarda, emphasizes the need to review the existing policies, procedure, and standard to ensure the conservation and protection of protected areas in light of the approval by the Chocolate Hill Natural Monuments PAMBI of the construction of resort structure of Captain's Peaks in 2018 and the issuance of business permit by the local government about a year after, despite the absence of an environmental compliance certificate. Resolution number 976, which I filed, broadens the inquiry into the management practices, the presence of tenurial agreements, and the protection mechanism or the lack thereof accorded to the country's protected areas. This is in response to distressing reports of exploitation or defacement not only of the Chocolate Hill Natural Monument, but also of other protected areas such as the Upper Marikina River Basin Protected Landscape in Rizal, the Siargao Island Protected Landscape and Seascape in Surigao del Norte, and the Mount Apo Natural Park in North Cotabato, Davao del Sur, and Davao City, to just name a few. We have also here a letter to include Mount Matutum Protected Landscape in the Senate inquiry located in South Cotabato, and also the Mount Banahaw in Laguna. Okay. To my mind, while the Philippine government has established a robust framework of policies, laws, and regulation for the protection of our protected area, there appears to be a deficiency in their implementation. Therefore, there is a need for greater efforts from those responsible to protect them as well as from all of us Filipinos to safeguard our protected areas. Complementing the above-mentioned 4 resolution is the privileged speech delivered by Senator Tulfo on March 18. He raised concern about the presence of illegal structures, the conduct of illegal activities at Mount Apo, which is a protected area under RA 9237, and the inadequate action by Mount Apo's Protected Area Management Board, even though there is an existing directive from President Bongbong Marcos to preserve Mount Apo as it vies for inclusion in the UNESCO list of World Heritage Sites. He articulated that turuan ang kalakaran pagdating sa ating pangangalaga ng kalikasan, lamenting the culture of passing blame among government entities responsible for environmental protection, including the DNR, Senate Resolution government units and PAMBIS, highlighting the lack of accountability and effective action. But the controversy surrounding the aforementioned protected areas may just constitute the tip of the iceberg. We have yet to uncover the full extent of the challenges facing our protected areas. Consider this: the Philippines has a total of 248 protected areas. 114 are formally legislated, 121 are initial components of the NIPA system, and 13 are established through presidential proclamation. It would not be far-fetched to believe that many of our other protected areas also face problems threatening their sustainability. I would tend to agree with that because we have also a protected area in our city of Las Piñas and Parañaque, and we are really being forced to really protect it because of the danger of ISF living in our protected area and the permit to do reclamation along our protected area. This inquiry could be an eye-opener, leading us to take definitive actions in the right direction for the conservation of our protected areas. Taking action now is essential, and this may well start with conducting a thorough survey, inventory, and recording of every structure in all our protected areas, alongside reviewing the documents and instruments that govern them, to identify and rectify any inconsistencies with their intended protection. Thank you. So, I would now recognize, after my speech, the opening statement of Senator Binay, Senator Bato de la Rosa, and Senator Tulfo on that order. So, we recognize now Senator Binay.
Magandang umaga po, Madam Chair, at sa lahat po ng naririto sa pagdinig ngayon. Nitong nakaraang buwan, lubhang nabahala po tayo sa mga nagsilabasang mga video at post sa social media na mayroong swimming pool at ilang konkretong cottages sa isang resort na itinayo sa pagitan ng Chocolate Hills na idineklara ng UNESCO bilang kauna-unahan at natatanging global geopark sa Pilipinas. Bukod pa rito, kasama din ang Chocolate Hills sa protected areas sa ilalim ng National Integrated Protected Areas System Act. Kaya naman labis ang ating pagkadismaya nang makita natin na may mga istruktura pala na itinayo doon mismo sa Chocolate Hills na maaring makaapekto sa likas na yaman at ganda ng lugar. Kaya agad po tayong nag-file ng Senate Resolution number 967 dahil gusto nating malaman kung bakit pinayagang mag-construct ng mga konkretong istruktura sa Chocolate Hills sa kabila ng pagiging protected area nito. Umaasa po tayo na sa hearing na ito, magkakaroon tayo ng sagot mula sa DNR, PAMB, BEMO, PENRO, at LGUs at maipaliwanag nila kung bakit nagkaroon ng construction at nabigyan ng permit ang mga resorts kahit na protected ang status ng Chocolate Hills. Maganda rin na tignan kung ano ba talaga yung ginagawa ng mga LGU para mapangalagaan itong mga protected areas natin. At kung aligned, harmonized at complementing sa kani-kanilang comprehensive land use plans ang no-build zones, protection zones at buildable areas susog sa unique physical and geographical character ng isla ng Bohol at in line with the protection of the province geological heritage. Hindi po natin layon ang magturuan dito. But we want to know where the policy gaps are, the gray areas in laws and ordinances, the failure in coordination and implementation, and why mandates were not faithfully carried out. Bilang mga tagapagpangalaga ng kalikasan, hinihikayat ko po ang lahat na magbigay linaw at paliwanag tungkol sa kani-kanilang mga mandato at responsibilidad. Hanapin kung saan meron na pagkukulang sa mga ordinansa at batas. Alamin kung tama ba ang pagkakaintindi sa mga polisiya. Bigyang solusyon ang mga tampok at tawag pansing problema. At magkaisa ang lahat na may iisang layunin at paninindigan na protektahan ang ating kalikasan at mga likas na yaman. Our Chocolate Hills are more than just a tourist destination. It is a UNESCO site and a protected area. It deserves to be taken care of because they play a crucial role in our conservation efforts, utilization and management of our natural genetic resources. Being a globally recognized UNESCO Geopark and being at the forefront of efforts to conserve, restore, and heal the environment, the Chocolate Hills provide the template and guide for LGUs on how protecting and conserving natural treasures can translate into meaningful gains for our people and country. Maraming salamat po at magandang araw po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Senator Binay. Before we acknowledge Senator Bato de la Rosa, I just want to acknowledge the virtual presence of Senator Bongo. Thank you very much. We now hear from Senator Bato de la Rosa.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Davao and Bohol are for the longest time, popularly known as Mount Apo and Chocolate Hills, which are often reflected in the pages of our textbooks. During our plenary sessions, I am affectionately addressed by my dear colleagues as the gentleman from Davao and Bohol. I take this not only with honor and pride, but also with the responsibility to keep myself, like the above-mentioned natural land formations, in highest standards as a public official. Linggo bago natin gunitain ang Semana Santa, nagkaroon po ako ng pagkakataon na makauwi sa hometown ng aking ina sa Antequera, Bohol. Sinamantala ko na rin po ang pagkakataon na silipin ang resort sa gitna mismo ng Chocolate Hills na kamakailan lamang ay naging laman ng mga balita. Kumpirmado, naroon nga po ang resort sa pusod ng Chocolate Hills. The Mount Apo Natural Park, on the other hand, hits so close to home. I grew up in Santa Cruz, Davao del Sur, at seeing Mount Apo towering upon Davao region continually watching over us. Umasa po ako na sana'y mabigyang linaw ang ilang mga isyu na ating didinggin ngayong araw. Ano po ba ang ating mga namamayaning polisiya o prevailing policy hinggil sa paggamit ng ating mga public domains? Mula pa po nung ako'y bata hanggang magsilbi ako bilang sundalo at mamalagi ng mahabang panahon sa kabundukan at paanan ng Mount Apo, nagkaroon po ako ng pag-unawa na tayong mga tao ay nakikiraan lamang sa mundong ito. Hindi maikakaila na may hindi mapapatid na ugnayan ang kalikasan at tao. I wish to hear from our resource persons in the course of this hearing, ano ang mga gagawin natin upang masiguro natin ang tunay nating naaalagaan ang ating mga likas na yaman, proactive, not reactive. Our national monuments and protected areas must unite us, not divide us. May mga nababasa kasi akong komento, Madam Chair, na nagsasabing, ang mga Bulanon ra ang nakahibalo kung unsa ang maayo para sa Bohol. Meaning only the Boholanos know what is truly good for Bohol. Parallel to that, others might also say that only those from Davao City, Davao del Sur, and Cotabato province know what is best for Mount Apo. But I disagree, Madam Chair, very strongly. Issues like environmental protection and biodiversity requires and demand a unified approach. Hindi pwede dito ang idya-idya, aho-aho. Kung sa Bulanon pa, kung sa Tagalog, kanya-kanya. Magkakaisa tayo dapat dito. Thank you, Madam Chair, for calling this hearing, as well as my colleagues for heeding the urgency of these matters. As a Bulanon and Dabaonon, but most of all, as a Filipino, I am deeply grateful. And kalimutan ko pala bagitin, Madam Chair, yesterday, I was also invited by the good Secretary of DNR, Secretary Luisaga, to join his team. Nag-inspection rin kami doon sa Mount Apo National Park. Kahapon lang po. Yun lang, Madam Chair. That's all. Thank you.